I'm glad you're back. I'm your teacher, Lisa. I hope you enjoy your day and learning English with us.
Hi, I'm your teacher, Austin. Last week we learned how to arrange an appointment and how to politely change an appointment to always make sure someone knows that we're going to visit. We don't want to just show up and expect them to drop everything. We try not to change an appointment that has been made unless we have a good reason.
Today we're going to learn something very important in the business world, how to chair a meeting. Well, let's take a closer look at our chapter focus.
Thank you, Lisa. Our chapter focus today has two main parts. The first is to learn some language skills used to open a briefing. The second is to learn some basic issues that should be covered when opening a meeting.
今天我们的学习焦点要在做简报，用简报的时候会用到的英文的相关用语，还有呢就是学习会议开始的时候你要谈到的一些 cover 一些基本的事项。Well, to give a briefing about your company or products in English is always a challenge, right?
Yeah, right. That is right. But if you practice and know the pattern of a briefing, then it can be easier.
Austin, could you help our students to understand this key word, briefing? What does that mean?
Sure. Giving a briefing means a short meeting where instruction or explanation is given.
Thank you.
Also, particularly, you need to know giving a briefing in a business setting is a common thing.
Yeah, you may give it to your new visitors or when you present your new products to buyers.
Now, let's move on to conversation 1. Jack is giving a briefing to his American partner.
OK, 接下去我们来看第一个简报。第一个 conversation，Jack 正在会议室里头做简报。你会听到 briefing， 然后会听到 particularly 这个字。OK， 我们现在来看 conversation 1。
Well, shall we begin? I'd like to start by welcoming you all to our head office for the first in a series of what I hope will be very useful meetings. We hope your time in our city will be very pleasant and successful. I think some of you may not be familiar with our North American representative from Mayflower. I'd particularly like to introduce Mr. McDonald to you. Would Mr. McDonald please stand? Let's give him a warm welcome. Mr. McDowell is from Mayflower in Dallas, Texas. He has been with the company for 10 years. He is experienced in working with Southeast Asian countries. We are very pleased he will be with us during these meetings. His rich experience will add much to the discussions. Mr. McDonald, would you like to say a few words to us?
It is really my pleasure to be with you during these meetings. I've been so warmly welcomed. I look forward to getting to know each of you in a more personal way. Please feel free to let me know if I can be of any assistance to you.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. During the upcoming break, please get to know Mr. McDonald. Before we start, if you have a cell phone, could you please turn it off or switch it to silent mode? Okay, let's begin our meeting.
Okay, 同学 after watching the skit 1, we have a few more keywords. We want to take a closer look at them. The first one is indicate. Indicate 指示
To express an opinion or wish in an indirect way.
OK， 表达意见或者是很委婉的意思，来表达。我们来看例句。
She is indicating her willingness to receive his invitation by nodding her head.
She is indicating her willingness to receive his invitation by nodding her head. 她点点头表示答应接受了他的邀约。下一个生字比较难念Lisa 老师觉得比较难念，叫 particularly。OK， 好，它的意思是什么呢
Especially.
好 ，especially 很简单，特别的。好，我们来看例句。
I like all his movies, but his latest is particularly good.
Okay, I like all his movies, but his latest is particularly good. 他的电影我都很喜欢，但特别是他最新的那部电影，特别喜欢。下一个生字叫做 experienced in something， 对某事有经验。
Someone who is experienced has skill at something because they have done it a lot.
是的，这个是表示某人过去曾经有过类似的经验，而习得了这些技术。我们来看例句。
Tim is experienced in dealing with difficult customers.
Tim is experienced in dealing with difficult customers. Tim 对付这个难缠的顾客相当的有经验。下一个生字叫 upcoming，upcoming 即将到来的。
In the future, something will happen soon.
呀，它的意思就是 upcoming 就是即将发生的。
The upcoming presidential election is going to be very close.
The upcoming presidential election is going to be very close. 即将来到的总统选举，选情将会相当的激烈。下一个生字叫 switch，switch 切换。
To change from one thing to another.
它的意思就是转变或变更。
I'd rather not talk about this. Could we switch our conversation to a different topic?
I'd rather not talk about this. Could we switch our conversation to a different topic? 我不想谈这个话题，能不能换另外一个话题呢？ Austin, let's start off with a few questions from the students who responded to this particular chapter, chairing a meeting.
Sure, we are here to help.
Yeah, they said it was very difficult, too hard to make a English briefing. They don't know how to do it. They used to just avoid it or run away from it.
I understand. Knowing the pattern of a briefing is the first step. After that, practice and practice more until you are comfortable.
是的，很多同学对做简报，不单是做中文的简报就已经够害怕了，更不要说做英文的简报。但是今天我们为什么在这个单元要教做简报？因为这是非常重要的，在商场上是常常需要的。如果你有这个技能技巧哈，我们会教你，以至于你可以 feel more comfortable when you next time you need to give a English briefing. OK， 我们看待会的conversation 2会出现的 start off， 这个叫做首先，还有会出现 recommendation 建议。OK，in today's conversation 2 is about introducing the foreign guest. Jack is stating the objectives of this meeting. 在介绍外宾之后 ，Jack 也介绍这次会议的目的。OK, let's watch our conversation 2. And also pay attention to the pattern how Jack handles this meeting.
We are here today to discuss how to expand our influence in the Southeast Asian market. At the end of last year, our annual profit for Southeast Asia was about $2 million US. The annual goal set for the next 2 years is $4 million. Today, we want to discuss how to reach that goal. So I'll start off by giving you an overview of the countries in which we are presently operating, and I will also begin to bring you up to date on the current situation there. And then I'll go on to make more detailed recommendations for future work in those countries. After presenting these recommendations, we'd like to open up for discussion. Please feel free to put forward any recommendations you feel would be beneficial. Now let's move on to our first PowerPoint presentation.
好的，看完了短句之后，我们来看几个 keyword。第一个叫 start off， 首先，英文就是什么？
To begin.
很简单，就是开始。好，我们现在来给你看一个例句。
I'll start off by giving you an overview of our project.
I'll start off by giving you an overview of our project. 我首先给你们我们的计划概要。OK, start off. 我们看下一个生字叫 recommendation， 叫做建议。 它很长，但是它是很好用的一个字。我们看英文叫做什么意思？
A suggestion or some advice.
建议或者是忠告。好，例句。
Please give me your recommendation for solving this problem.
Please give me your recommendation for solving this problem. 能否请你给我一点意见来解决这个问题？ OK， 同学，我们进入到下个单元 More Information。在这个单元里头，老师会问 Austin 几个比较需要被澄清的一些生字。比如说，第一个老师就很想知道 Austin，when do we need to give a briefing？
A briefing is a meeting in which people receive information. So, if any visitor comes to visit your company, then giving a briefing or a presentation about your company will be helpful to your new visitors.
That's right. Briefing 的意思就叫简报，或者是提供一些资讯给访客的一个会议啊。这个是在商场上是很重要的，给访客这样子的欢迎的简报，会帮助他对你的公司有一些的帮助。我们来看例句。
Our president gave a press briefing yesterday to announce a big change in our company.
Our president gave a press briefing yesterday to announce a big change in our company. 董事长昨天召开了记者会，宣布一项公司重要的变革。这个叫 briefing. All right, I have another phrase I would like to ask Austin. What does that mean, annual profit?
That means money that your company makes from yearly business. So, if you get a good bonus, that means your company had good business that year. We all love to receive a good bonus, right?
That's right. Bonus 就是年终奖金哈，所以 annual profit 意思就是指年度的利润或者是营收。我们给同学一个例句。
I'm giving our annual financial report to the committee tomorrow. Our annual profit increased by 6%.
I'm giving our annual financial report to the committee tomorrow. Our annual profit increased by 6%. 明天我会将年度财务报告交给委员会。我们年度的利润增加6%。Well, another adjective is up to date. Oftentimes we heard people say up to date information. What does that mean?
Up to date means that you've got the most recent or newest information.
好的 ，up to date 的意思就是指最新的、第一手的资讯。up to date， 我们来看一个例句。
If you want to get an up-to-date report, go to Sally.
If you want to get an up-to-date report, go to Sally. 如果你要最新的报告，去找 Sally 拿。各位同学，接下来我们来一起看 Conversation 1 and 2。
Well, shall we begin? I'd like to start by welcoming you all to our head office for the first in a series of what I hope will be very useful meetings. We hope your time in our city will be very pleasant and successful. I think some of you may not be familiar with our North American representative from Mayflower. I'd particularly like to introduce Mr. McDonald to you. Would Mr. McDonald please stand? Let's give him a warm welcome. Mr. McDowell is from Mayflower in Dallas, Texas. He has been with the company for 10 years. He is experienced in working with Southeast Asian countries. We are very pleased he will be with us during these meetings. His rich experience will add much to the discussions. Mr. McDonald, would you like to say a few words to us?
It is really my pleasure to be with you during these meetings. I've been so warmly welcomed. I look forward to getting to know each of you in a more personal way. Please feel free to let me know if I can be of any assistance to you.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. During the upcoming break, please get to know Mr. McDonald. Before we start, if you have a cell phone, could you please turn it off or switch it to silent mode? Okay, let's begin our meeting. We are here today to discuss how to expand our influence in the Southeast Asian market. At the end of last year, our annual profit for Southeast Asia was about $2 million US. The annual goal set for the next 2 years is $4 million. Today, we want to discuss how to reach that goal. So I'll start off by giving you an overview of the countries in which we are presently operating, and I will also begin to bring you up to date on the current situation there. And then I'll go on to make more detailed recommendations for future work in those countries. After presenting these recommendations, we'd like to open up for discussion. Please feel free to put forward any recommendations you feel would be beneficial. Now let's move on to our first PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, expressions 表达用语。老师会教你一些 steps of making a presentation or briefing. 首先，老师要强调的第一个步骤是 starting， 就是一开场的开场，或者是有人说 opening。第二个阶段叫做 welcoming， 哈，你要欢迎人哈。第三个阶段叫做 introducing， 如果有什么现场，你的老板或者是你的经理，你要介绍。接下去你就是要 stating the meeting purpose， 你这个 briefing 这个 presentation 的目的，然后最后要 wrap it up， wrap up your talk。待会我会请 Austin 老师给你们一些的例句。
We begin with our starting expressions. First, good morning, everyone. Shall we begin? We'd better start. Let's begin. Okay, shall we start? Let's get down to business. Before we start, if you have a cell phone, could you please turn it off or switch it to silent mode? Next, we have our welcoming phrases and expressions. We're very pleased to welcome. It's a pleasure to welcome. I'd like to welcome. I'd particularly like to welcome. I'd like to start by welcoming. Third, we have our introducing expressions. I'd like to introduce. I'd particularly like to introduce. May I introduce? Fourth, we have our stating the meeting purpose expressions. The purpose of this meeting is to. We're here today to. I've called this meeting in order to. By the end of this meeting, we need. Last, we have wrap up your talk. These expressions will help you wrap up your briefing. Well, this brings me to the end of my presentation. That covers just about everything I wanted to say. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to share with you. Before I stop, let me go over the key points again. Just to summarize the main issues of my talk today. Finally, I'd like to highlight one key point. In conclusion, I'd like to run through my main points.
Okay, thank you. Now we're moving on to Q&A section.
Hello everyone, this is Melody.
And this is Molly again.
My question for today is it okay to allow the visitor to have a brief introduction first before you begin your briefing?
Thanks for the question, Melody. It is perfectly okay to allow the visitor to have a brief introduction first before you begin your briefing. I might add that you could find a better time inside the briefing, like during the introduction portion. That way, their introduction will fit nicely inside the plan you have already for your briefing.
谢谢 Melody 你的 question。你说到是不是可以在简报之前让访客先自我介绍？Austin 老师说可以的，这是 OK， 可以这么做。但是你有没有忘记我们在给 briefing 的时候就有第一个有一个 section 是 introducing， 你也可以一起在那个时候再一起让对方介绍，那这样子也可以更完整。好，现在我们来看下一位同学的题目。
My first question of today is, can we say time is short for us today? So we will get right to the point. If time is limited that day, or there is a lot to cover.
Great question, Molly. You can totally say, time is short for us today, and get right to the point of the meeting. In fact, I would say that it is the best thing to do. You need to communicate with the people in your meeting so that they know how you want to run the meeting and the briefing.
是的，Molly 同学，你说可不可以就说 time is short for us today, so we will get right to the point？ 这是可以的哈。那事实上Austin 老师觉得在 briefing 的时候，你可以让你的所有的参与的人知道你要怎么样进行这个会议，以至于可以更有效。所以你就可以抓住比较完整的tempo 哈，就是整个会议的速度会比较 OK。好，现在我们看第3个题目。
Thank you, Lisa and Austin. I got another question here. What are general manners to keep in mind while attending a business meeting?
Thanks, Melody. There are some general things to keep in mind while attending a business meeting. First, it's probably a good idea to dress up. Second, I would bring some business cards. That way you can properly introduce yourself to new business acquaintances. Third, I would make sure that you are prepared for the meeting. Do you have any parts of the meeting that you need to do a presentation for or supply any information? You better be prepared for that. Other than that, I would say to follow the general rules for attending a play or some other kind of presentation. You don't want to eat or drink during it. You shouldn't talk with other people around you. You should listen attentively. And of course, turn off your cell phone or any other electronic devices.
谢谢 Austin 老师给Melody 的回答。在参与任何 business meeting 的时候，有没有一些general manners， 就是特别要注意的事情？首先，你应该穿着很合适的衣服。第二个就是你应该准备好一些你自己的名片。当然第三个，因为名片你就可以交换名片，你可以认识彼此。第三个就是你可能要知道 meeting 的 purpose 是什么，那你要对这个 meeting 要了解。那刚刚Austin 老师也提到很重要的就是你应该要很有参与，不是在那边吃喝哈，你应该listen attentively， 就是说很仔细的聆听。你甚至I may add some more to what Austin said. You probably need to show that you really participate in the meeting, and then you will give comment to the speaker, and you will ask questions. 这些都是对的哈，就是说，因为你要向对方表示你很专注的参与这个会议，你也可以很适度的问问题表达你的 comment 等等。这些都是在business meeting 里头应该注意的事项请各位同学可以留意。And again, this is a great question. Okay, now let's move on to next questions.
Thanks, these two amazing teachers. My last question is, what is the best way to start a meeting?
Thanks for the question, Molly. The key to starting a meeting in the right way is first to have the expectations out, that you will start the meeting on time. This will ensure that people attending the meeting will be there on time. You need to check to see, is everyone there that needs to be there? You don't want to start your meeting too early before everyone has a chance to arrive. Other than that, I would say use one of our starting phrases when you want to start the meeting, such as, let's get down to business. This will let everyone know that it's time to start the meeting and that they need to start to listen to the presentation.
谢谢 Austin 老师的解释 ，Molly 这个问题也是很好。刚刚Austin 老师说，首先你应该要让大家知道何时要开始这个 meeting， 这个会议何时开始，几点开始，那么你就准时开始。然后还有你要确定，就是要参与 meeting 的人是不是都到了。他们是不是都参与 meeting 的人都到齐了，你才开始 meeting。然后还有一个就是你应该要刚刚我们学到的就是 you opening you can say let's get down to business, okay, let's begin our meeting 之类的，让人家知道说这个 meeting 要开始了。 好，这些都是很好的方式开始一个 meeting。谢谢你们的问题，这些问题都非常的好。
Okay, let's get started. Good morning, everyone. I am Austin Thompson. On behalf of ABC Company, let me welcome all of you and thank you for taking time to come to this meeting. I'd particularly like to welcome Mr. Daniel Chang, President of Mayflower, to be here today. Let's give him a warm welcome. Before we start, if you have a cell phone, could you please turn it off or switch it to silent mode? This morning, I'm going to be talking to you about our latest product development. So, I'll begin by briefing you and bringing you up to date on the latest marketing report.
OK，各位同学今天我们学到怎么样 chair a meeting. I'm afraid that we need to stop for now. But before we close, I'd like to have Austin to review what we have learned today.
Today we learned how to chair a meeting, and we talked about the different parts of a briefing. There were 5 main parts: starting, welcoming, introducing, stating our meeting purpose, and wrapping up. Each part has special expressions that will let us to communicate the different parts so that everyone's on the same page during the briefing. For example, the starting expressions. These will let everyone know that the meeting is about to start so they can prepare to listen attentively. Some good starting expressions would be, "Good morning, everyone. Shall we begin? We'd better start. Let's begin." Next, we have our welcoming expressions. These expressions will welcome people to the meeting. So some could be, "We're very pleased to welcome," "It's a pleasure to welcome," "I'd like to welcome." We will use these when we have maybe a new person coming in and we want to make sure that they feel welcome. Our next part will be the introduction expressions. These expressions will introduce a new person to the meeting that maybe other people in the meeting are unfamiliar with. Some good introducing expressions would be, "I'd like to introduce," "I'd particularly like to introduce," and "May I introduce?" Fourth, we have stating the meeting purpose. We need to state our meeting purpose so that everyone is on the same page with what the meeting will be about. A good phrase for that would be, "The purpose of this meeting is to," or "We're here today to." Finally, we need to wrap up our talk so that everyone knows the meeting is about to conclude. Some good phrases for wrapping up our talk might be, "Well, this brings me to the end of my presentation," or "That covers just about everything I wanted to say."
That's very good. Thank you, Austin. OK, that's about all for today. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.